While she was holding her unborn child, another woman was being prepared to take her place. The hot sun of Lagos village burned the ground as Amara ran barefoot, holding her stomach tightly. "Please, wait. I'm coming," she whispered, breathless. She was 7 months pregnant. At home, loud music was playing. People were celebrating. But not for her. Amara entered the compound and froze. A young, beautiful woman stood in the middle, dressed like a bride. Gold jewelry, expensive clothes, and beside her, Amara's husband, Kofi, smiling, happy, like Amara didn't exist. Amara's voice trembled. "Kofi, what is this?" Before he could answer, his mother Mama Zola stepped forward proudly. "This is Nia," she said coldly. "She is the new wife of my son." The world stopped. Amara felt her heart break. "I am your son's wife," Amara said slowly. "And I'm carrying his child." Mama Zola laughed. "A poor woman like you cannot give us a future," she said. "You have no money, no family, nothing." Amara's eyes filled with tears. "But, Kofi, you promised me." She looked at him. Kofi avoided her eyes. "I'm sorry, Amara," he said softly. "My mother is right. Nia comes from a rich family." That moment, something inside Amara shattered. Suddenly, pain hit her stomach. She cried out, falling to her knees. "My baby?" No one moved. No one helped. People just watched. Nia looked uncomfortable. "Maybe we should help her." But Mama Zola stopped her. "Leave her," she said. "She is not important anymore." Amara crawled on the ground, crying. "Kofi, please, help me." But Kofi turned away. That was the moment Amara realized. She was completely alone. A kind old neighbor, Mama Titi, rushed in. "What is happening here?" she shouted. She quickly helped Amara stand. "These people have no heart," she said angrily. As Mama Titi took Amara away, Amara looked back one last time. Tears fell silently. But in her eyes, something changed. Pain turned into something deeper. Something dangerous. They thought she was weak, but they didn't know her silence was the beginning of their destruction. The woman they threw away was about to return with a secret that would destroy them all. Rain poured heavily that night. Inside a small, broken house, Amara screamed in pain. Mama Titi held her hand. "Stay strong, my child, you can do this." Hours passed. Finally, a baby's cry filled the room. "It's a boy," Mama Titi said, smiling. Amara held her baby tightly, tears falling. "My son," she whispered. She named him Jabari, meaning strong. Days passed. Life was hard. No money. No support. Amara worked small jobs, carrying water, cleaning houses. People mocked her. "Isn't that the woman whose husband married another wife?" they whispered. But Amara stayed quiet. Focused. Strong. One day, a black luxury car stopped near her. Everyone stared. A tall man stepped out, dressed in an expensive suit. His name was Mr. Adewale, a powerful businessman. He looked at Amara carefully. "Excuse me, what is your name?" he asked. "Amara," she replied softly. His eyes widened slightly. "Amara," he repeated. Mama Titi stepped forward. "Why are you asking about her?" she said protectively. Mr. Adewale took a deep breath. "I have been searching for someone for many years," he said. Then he looked directly at Amara. "Do you have a birthmark on your shoulder?" Amara froze. Slowly, she nodded. Silence. Heavy silence. Then, Mr. Adewale's voice shook. "You are my daughter." The world turned upside down. "What?" Amara whispered. "I lost you when you were a child," he said. "You were taken, and I never found you." Tears filled his eyes. "I am your father, and you are not poor. You are the heir to my entire fortune." Amara couldn't breathe. All her life, she thought she was nothing. But now, everything was changing. Mama Titi smiled with tears. "God is not sleeping," she whispered. Amara looked at her baby, then into the distance. Her face became calm, strong, different. Back at Kofi's house, Mama Zola laughed proudly. "Our life is perfect now," she said. But far away, the storm was already coming. The woman they called worthless was actually the storm that would wash their world away. The day Amara stepped into her real world was the day her enemies unknowingly signed their downfall. The giant gates slowly opened. Amara stood still, holding baby Jabari in her arms. In front of her was a massive mansion. Guards. Cars. Luxury everywhere. She looked down at her simple dress. "I don't belong here," she whispered. Mr. Adewale smiled gently. "You were born for this place, my daughter." Inside, everything felt unreal. Servants greeted her. "Welcome, Miss Amara." Tears filled her eyes. No one had ever respected her like this. Days passed. Amara learned everything: business, money, power. She changed. Not just outside, but inside. One night, she stood in front of a mirror, wearing an elegant black dress. Her eyes were no longer weak. They were sharp, focused. "I want to visit my old home," she said calmly. Mr. Adewale looked at her. "Are you ready?" he asked. Amara paused, then nodded slowly. "Yes, I am." Meanwhile, at Kofi's house, things were not perfect anymore. Nia looked stressed. "Kofi, your mother controls everything," she complained. "I feel like I'm not even your wife." Mama Zola shouted from inside. "Respect this house. I made you what you are." Kofi was tired, confused. Life wasn't as happy as he expected. Suddenly, a black luxury car stopped outside their house. Villagers gathered. "Who is that?" they whispered. The door opened. A tall, elegant woman stepped out, wearing dark glasses, expensive clothes, confidence in every step. Mama Zola came outside. "Who are you?" she asked rudely. The woman removed her glasses slowly. Silence fell. "Amara." Nia gasped. Kofi froze. This is not possible," he whispered. Amara smiled slightly. Cold. Controlled. "Hello, family," she said. Mama Zola looked shocked. "How did you become like this?" she asked. Amara walked closer, each step full of power. "You said I was nothing," Amara said calmly. "But today, I came to show you what nothing becomes when God decides to raise her." Kofi stepped forward. "Amara." "I made a mistake," he said. But Amara raised her hand. "Don't," she said. "Your words are too late now." Nia looked nervous. She felt something was wrong. Very wrong. Amara looked around the house, then smiled. "This place," she said softly, "will soon belong to me." Everyone froze. She didn't come back for revenge. She came back to take everything they stole from her. They laughed when she was poor, but now their own house was slipping from their hands. The next morning, Mama Zola shouted angrily, "That woman is lying. She is just showing off." But her voice wasn't confident anymore. Suddenly, a group of men in suits arrived. "Good morning," one of them said. "We are here for legal matters." Kofi frowned. "What legal matters?" The man handed him papers. "You have 7 days to leave this property." Silence. "What?" Mama Zola screamed. "This is our house." The man shook his head. "No. The land was secretly bought months ago." Mama Zola's hands shook. "Who bought it?" she shouted. The man looked straight at Amara, who was standing calmly behind them. "Miss Amara Adewale." Boom. Everything collapsed. Nia stepped back slowly. "Kofi, what is happening?" she whispered. Kofi couldn't speak. Mama Zola rushed to Amara. "You think money makes you powerful?" she shouted. Amara looked at her calmly. "No," she said. "Pain makes you powerful." Mama Zola's face turned red with anger. "You will regret this," she screamed. Amara leaned closer. "No," she whispered softly. "You will." Days passed. Stress filled the house. Nia and Mama Zola started fighting every day. "You promised me a rich life," Nia shouted. "This is all your fault." Mama Zola yelled back. Kofi sat silently, broken. Regret was eating him alive. One night, Nia packed her bags. "I can't live like this," she cried. "You lied to me." She left. Just like that, Mama Zola collapsed on the floor. Everything she built was falling apart. Meanwhile, Amara stood on her balcony, holding Jabari. Peace in her eyes. But deep inside, a storm was still growing. Because this wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. They destroyed her life in one day, but she was destroying theirs piece by piece. The woman they brought to destroy Amara was hiding a secret that could destroy them all. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Mama Zola sat alone, her hands shaking. Everything was slipping away. "Where is Nia?" she whispered. Meanwhile, in a small hotel room, Nia stared at her reflection. Her eyes were full of fear. Not anger. Fear. She picked up her phone. Hands trembling. "I can't hide it anymore," she whispered. Back at the mansion, Amara was feeding baby Jabari when a guard walked in. "Ma'am, someone is here to see you." Amara frowned. "Who?" The guard hesitated. "She says her name is Nia." Amara's eyes turned cold. "Let her in." Nia walked in slowly. No makeup. No luxury. Just a broken woman. They stood face to face. Silence. Heavy. Nia spoke first, voice shaking. "I didn't come to fight." Amara said nothing. Just watched her. "I came to tell you the truth," Nia whispered. Amara crossed her arms. "Speak." Nia took a deep breath. Then said the words that changed everything. "I was paid to marry your husband." Silence exploded. Amara's eyes narrowed. "By who?" she asked coldly. Nia looked down. Tears fell. "By Mama Zola." Boom. "I was never rich," Nia continued crying. "She promised me money if I removed you from the house." Amara felt her heart twist. Even after everything, the betrayal was deeper than she thought. "She told me you were weak, that you would leave easily," Nia said. "But I didn't know you were pregnant," she cried. "I didn't know it would go this far." Amara turned away. Tears formed in her eyes. But she refused to let them fall. "So you destroyed my life for money?" Amara said quietly. Nia fell to her knees. "I was desperate," she cried. "I had nothing, no family, no hope." Amara froze. Those words. They felt familiar. Too familiar. For a moment, she saw her old self in Nia. But then she remembered the pain. The betrayal. The night she almost lost her child. Amara's face hardened again. "Leave," she said coldly. Nia looked up, shocked. "Please, forgive me," she begged. Amara shook her head slowly. "Some wounds never heal." Nia cried harder. Then slowly stood up. And walked away. Broken. Amara stood still. Her hands shaking. Her heart confused. The enemy she hated was just another victim of the same evil. When the truth reached Kofi, he realized he didn't just lose his wife, he lost his soul. Kofi sat outside his empty house. Alone. Broken. A neighbor approached him. "I heard something," he said quietly. "About your second wife." Kofi frowned. "What do you mean?" The neighbor leaned closer. "They say your mother paid her to marry you." Silence. Kofi's heart stopped. "What?" he whispered. He rushed to find Nia. After hours of searching, he found her sitting near a roadside. Crying. "Nia," he shouted. She looked up slowly. "Tell me the truth." Kofi demanded. "Was it all fake?" Nia closed her eyes. Tears rolled down. "Yes," she whispered. Kofi stepped back like he was stabbed. "My life, my marriage, everything," he said, "was a lie." Nia nodded, crying harder. Kofi's legs gave up. He fell to the ground. "I destroyed my wife," he whispered. "I abandoned my child." His voice broke. "I listened to lies." For the first time, Kofi cried like a child. Meanwhile, Mama Zola sat inside the empty house. Angry. Bitter. "These children are weak," she shouted. "I did everything for them." Suddenly, her phone rang. "Hello," she said impatiently. A serious voice answered. "We are calling from the hospital." Mama Zola frowned. "What happened?" "You need to come immediately," the voice said. "It's urgent." Her heart started beating fast. "What is it?" she shouted. The voice paused, then said slowly, "It's about your health." Silence. Mama Zola's face turned pale. Meanwhile, Amara stood near her window, holding Jabari. The wind blew softly. She looked peaceful. But inside, questions were growing. Pain. Forgiveness. Justice. Her journey wasn't over yet. Because karma was not done. The lies they built their lives on were now turning into the punishment they couldn't escape. The woman who destroyed others' lives was now begging for her own. The hospital smelled cold and empty. Mama Zola sat on the bed, shaking. The doctor looked serious. "We ran your tests," he said slowly. "You have a severe heart condition." Silence. Mama Zola's lips trembled. "No, that's not possible," she whispered. "You need urgent treatment," the doctor continued. "Without it, you may not survive long." For the first time, Mama Zola felt fear. Real fear. Meanwhile, Kofi stood outside the hospital. Lost. Broken. He remembered everything. Amara crying. Begging. Holding her stomach. And him, walking away. Tears rolled down his face. "I was blind," he whispered. Suddenly, he made a decision. "I need to fix this," he said. That evening, Kofi arrived at Amara's mansion. The guards stopped him. "State your purpose." "I want to see Amara," he said softly. Inside, Amara was sitting quietly with Jabari. "Ma'am." "Kofi is here," a guard informed. Silence. Her hands froze. Her heart beat faster. "Send him in," she said calmly. Kofi entered slowly. He looked different. Weaker. Regret in his eyes. They stood face to face again. But everything had changed. Kofi dropped to his knees. "Amara." "I'm sorry," he cried. Amara's face stayed cold. "I was stupid, blind, selfish," he said. "I destroyed you and our child." Amara looked at him. Her eyes filled with tears. But her voice stayed strong. "Sorry does not erase pain," she said. Kofi nodded, crying harder. "I know. I don't deserve forgiveness." He looked at Jabari. His voice broke. "Please, let me at least be a father." Silence filled the room. Amara's heart shook. This was the man she once loved. The man who broke her. Before she could speak. A call came. She answered. "Hello." A voice said urgently. "Mama Zola is critical. She may not survive tonight." Everything stopped. Amara closed her eyes. Deep breath. The woman who destroyed her life was now dying. Kofi looked at her, desperate. "Please, come with me," he begged. Amara opened her eyes. Full of conflict, pain, and something else. A decision was coming. The moment of revenge had arrived, but her heart was asking for something else. She had every reason to let her die, but what she did next shocked everyone. The hospital room was silent. Machines beeped slowly. Mama Zola lay weak on the bed, barely breathing. The door opened. Amara walked in. Kofi followed behind. Nervous. Mama Zola opened her eyes slowly. When she saw Amara, tears filled her eyes. "You," she whispered weakly. Amara stood still, looking at the woman who once destroyed her. I was wrong," Mama Zola cried softly. "I ruined your life." Tears rolled down her cheeks. "Please, forgive me." Silence. Kofi held his breath. Amara stepped closer. Her eyes filled with tears. "You didn't just ruin my life," Amara said softly. "You almost killed me and my child." Mama Zola cried harder. I know. Then suddenly, her breathing became unstable. "Doctor!" Kofi shouted. The doctor rushed in. "We need immediate payment for surgery," he said. Kofi froze. I don't have money," he whispered. Silence. Everyone looked at Amara. This was the moment. Revenge or mercy. Amara looked at Mama Zola, then at her son Jabari. Tears fell slowly. "I will pay," she said. Shock. Kofi couldn't believe it. "Amara, why?" he whispered. Amara looked at him. Calm. Strong. "Because I refuse to become like her," she said. The surgery began. Hours passed. Finally, the doctor came out. "She is stable now." Relief filled the air. Days later, Mama Zola sat in a wheelchair. Weak. Changed. She looked at Amara. "You saved me after everything," she said. Amara smiled slightly. Not for you, she said softly. For my peace. Kofi stepped forward. Amara, can we start again? He asked. Amara looked at him. Long silence. Then she shook her head gently. Some doors, once closed, never open again, she said. Kofi lowered his head. Tears falling. Amara picked up Jabari. Walked away. Strong. Free. She didn't win by destroying them, she won by rising above them. Life will test you with pain, betrayal, and injustice. But true victory comes when you choose peace over revenge and strength over hatred. I pray that Allah gives you strength in hard times, removes pain from your life, and blesses you with happiness and respect. Ameen. Comment Ameen if you believe in karma. Like this story. Subscribe for more emotional stories. And don't forget to press the bell icon.